The Chasers' War on Everything is rated M for a mature audience. It contains coarse language and drug references.
Welcome back to the all-new season of The War. This is not a repeat, people. Fantastic to have your company again. And Chris, we're in lockdown mode because George W. Bush is in our country right now.
Great to have George W. Bush in the country, isn't it?
Yes.
And Mr. President, if you are watching tonight, the city that you're in is called Sydney, not Sydney, as misspelt in your official White House press release. He is a genius, that man. It's an honour to have him here, because he's here for APEC, isn't he?
He is. APEC, of course, about to get underway. For those who don't know what APEC is, APEC stands for a pointless, expensive crock.
That is cynical, Rewcastle. That is very cynical. It's an important summit for world leaders. It's a chance for George Bush to talk about security and argue his case for the war on terror, and what a compelling argument that is.
I made my position clear about this war on terror. And by the way, the enemy made their position clear yet again when we were able to stop them.
Don't go off the script, George.
This is the guy Sydney's been put in lockdown to listen to.
Exactly.
And, of course, since he got into the country last night, we've been trying to nail him. We've been trying to get up close to him. Now, Rui, I gave you the task of getting to him, and you stuffed it up.
Well, I had a good idea. I had a great idea. I was going to get him at the airport, but somehow he managed to evade my great plan. I do not understand how he got past it.
You know he always takes the airport courtesy shuttle.
Yeah.
But, of course, when most people think APEC, they basically think of wacky shirts, don't they? Don't you reckon? All anyone really cares about is what the APEC shirt's going to look like. Now, it's usually the host country's national dress, so in our case, the shirts will probably look like this.
No, look, I've heard. The reality is, of course, he's trying to get back the Battlers votes, John Howard, so he's actually gone with a Russell Crowe Bogan look. That's what he's doing.
A Bogan APEC
A Bogan APEC, and so I tried to deliver them to the APEC leaders. Let's go get this to the Prime Minister's office.
You can't go in.
I think the Winnie Blues really set it off, don't you reckon?
I do. Very good.
Yeah, good, aren't they?
Excellent.
It's nice. Well, mate, this is for the Prime Minister to try on. Is he going to come down?
Yes, sir.
He's going to be nude. Got to get the national dress in for the leaders' photos.
Won't take that, no.
If John Howard doesn't have this on the last day, he's going to look like a fool in front of the nation.
I just ask you, please.
You wouldn't happen to know where President Bush is staying, would you? I just got to give him his shirt. No?
Now, the summit proper gets underway on Friday, but already Sydney's been completely turned upside down. It's unrecognisable. And did you see what I love? They've even taken all the native animals out of Taronga Zoo and moved them to a separate location just so the APEC leaders can look at them in private.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it? I mean, if they really wanted to see wild Australian animals, they just had to go to Newcastle.
But it's the tourists back at Taronga that I feel sorry for, Craig. I mean, they've come all this way to Australia to see a kangaroo, and the roos have been removed. And frankly, the substitute animals the zoo's put in aren't fooling anyone.
I am the Australian kangaroo, a marsupial. Come back when APEC's over. Birds are fake.
I got this shift. He's got to go to APEC. Morning, officers. Yes, that did hurt.
Useless. It was interesting to see the police even there at the zoo because this APEC conference, it involves the biggest security operation ever staged in this country. We've got massive exclusion zones, thousands of police.
There's helicopters, surveillance. It's really huge, and for the most part, Sydney-siders seem to be copping it happily.
Well, more or less, but where would they draw the line? I mean, just how much interference will people tolerate in the name of APEC security?
Have you had a random APEC security check yet, sir?
Sure.
OK, you got something here, sir? That's it. A map. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I notice that your map has numbers all over it. Number 11, Sydney Airport. What's going to happen at Sydney Airport, sir?
Generally, we play in and out of Sydney Airport.
OK, now, what are these tools for, sir?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking gardener.
I think I need to see your socks as well, sir. Thank you. Have you had a random APEC security check yet?
Sorry?
Hands out.
Are you for real? Isn't APEC in Sydney?
The APEC security zone is only 800 kilometres away, man. We'll just take this one here.
Does it? Yeah.
Is it all right?
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
I think it's smashing what you're doing, to be honest with you, because you never know, do you?
You never know. This isn't some kind of bomb controller, is it, sir?
Traffic officer, City of Yarra.
It's a very, very suspicious identification you got here. You're okay, boys. I'll take care of it. APEC. We're here for APEC. Okay, people, a few basic procedures for APEC. Can everyone stand up, please? Stand up. Okay, can you all raise your hands? Turn to the right. Yep, turn to the left. Thank you very much. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a nice day. Sir, you can't go in this area, sir. This is a secured zone. You can remain there for the rest of APEC.
My family is outside. Can you tell them?
Would you like me to inform them that you'll be here for the next week, sir? I can do that. Just proceed around, please. The secure area, thank you. OK, ma'am, I'm afraid you're going to have to go back up. Just please go back up, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. No, excuse me, ma'am, you have to go back down. You have to go down there, I'm afraid. Thank you. You can come back up in a second. I'm sorry, it's classified.
Excuse me, buddy. From security.
Can I see your ID? Yeah, I'm sorry. I outrank you, I'm afraid.
Okay, so do you know what's going on at all?
I'm afraid it's classified, sir.
Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you very much. Good, just proceed around. Thank you. Watch out. It's high. Hey, please, proceed around.
This isn't real, mate.
It's not a genuine pass.
Get fucking rid of these boys before you have your sign out.
Don't make me declare you an enemy combatant, son. Son, you're deaf.
That's not true.
This isn't your jurisdiction. Oh, that's right.
Normal?
Welcome back to the Horse Flu Handicap here at Royal Flemington. We're under starters orders now. Away, Slightly Contagious leads the field out from Highly Infectious, Sneeze a Lot and Mucus Supreme. Snotty Dancer also settling well alongside Coughing King and Just Got the Sniffles. Dosed Up on Codrill is starting to make her move. A little further back to I Don't Have Horse Flu, but I Do Have AIDS. Quarantine Cock-Up trying to find some room, a length and a half back to even the dead horse in The Godfather was less sick than me. Into the turn and I knew I'd get Horse Flu if I slept with Princess Anne. Is getting a dream run on the inside. Half a length back to the horse with Bird Flu that Robbie Waterhouse had tried to sneak in on the slide. With just 200 to go, Lethal Virus is beginning to make a late charge. Neck and neck with I'm Clinically Dead, but have agreed to race just to keep gamblers and TAB shareholders happy. Lethal Virus and Clinically Dead, there's nothing between them. Lethal Virus maybe just edging ahead, and yes, Lethal Virus takes out the 2007 Horse Flu Handicap. Lethal Virus wins by a runny nose. You couldn't ask for a closer finish than that. Barely a diseased horse's booger between them.
He's on the buzzing train, his phone calls are a pain. He's Clive, the slightly too light commuter.
Hello, is that Dr. Beattie? It's Clive. Yeah, I'm calling because my wife has started lactating. Yeah, but it's not milk. Well, as far as I can tell, it seems to be apple cider. Yeah, she's lactating cider. I love it, I drink it by the jugful, but the baby's getting drunk. Well, I can bring her in if you'd like to drink some yourself.
He's Clive, the slightly too light commuter.
Now, guys, we were talking about Apex security before, but one area where security has been very lax lately is in our jails. Did you see this story in the papers about all the weapons that have been smuggled inside? And, you know, it's a pretty heavy arsenal.
Yeah, you can get anything in the jail these days, it seems. Tomahawks, machetes, in fact, pretty much anything at all except maybe Peter Meakin.
Yeah, I was certainly surprised to hear how lax it was, so I decided to test it out for myself and see just how big a weapon you could actually smuggle into a jail. Sorry, come in. I just want to visit somebody.
Go back down.
Go back where?
That's your last chance. Go back down.
I'll go back. I can't come in.
Now, go back.
Okay. I just wanted to visit somebody. Can I bring the baby in?
No.
Why not? I just want to visit somebody.
No, you're not visiting anyone.
I can't. Why not?
No, you need to leave. Remove yourself from the premises.
Baby's asleep.
Not happening, okay?
I
So you
can't
need to
get
turn
in.
around
No
and
visiting?
go. No visiting at all, definitely
You
not.
guys get really strict.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a bit obvious, don't you think?
What?
Even for us.
What's obvious?
That it's a cannon and that it's a Geo.
I told them it still looked like a cannon.
Yeah.
Excuse me, mate. I just got to visit somebody. Where's the disabled access? I need to take the wheelchair in.
Hanging out at APEC looking for a protest. I got the placards covering the gamut. Some about George Bush, Iraq, Iran. Some are anti-Japan. I don't have a clear plan. I'm no fool. Went to private school. Now left wing and the hope it looks cool. If you need an APEC placard, I got the whole range. I don't really know why APEC's an outrage, but I got this sign about climate change. Howard is Hitler, W is Hitler, everyone is Hitler, need a new rider. Police are going psycho, that card had a typo, should have said psycho, I'm going hypo. Look out, kid, these cards are out of sync, can't keep the pace, I've lost my place. Now it's just random words, I rest my case. I'm sick of this, did Bob Roberts do this? Just before I sign off, know that I hate Chris.
Now, Andrew, a lot of people have been asking us what we've got up to over the break, and I know some of the guys took a bit of a breather, a bit of a rest, but you couldn't stay away from making television, could you?
Oh, no, I got asked to go on Thank God You're Here. And, look, I was a bit nervous, actually, about doing it because I've never done much impro before. But I think I did pretty well, actually. It hasn't actually been broadcast yet. I don't know why.
There is the door, Andrew.
OK, cool.
Your world awaits. Good luck, my friend.
Thanks, Shane. Thank you.
Thank God you're here. Where have you been for the past 3 days?
What happened to the other 3 scouts that were with you?
Hang on, I'm just thinking about the first one.
Yeah, the past 3 days, where have you been?
Hang on, what am I supposed to do? I'm just thinking about... Sorry, what was I doing the past few days? OK. Sorry, what was the line again?
Where have you been the past 3 days?
All right. Well, this works on my show. What incredible bargains! Amazing savings! Prices from as low as $5 a piece. $5. That's right. I'm walking out the door. Going back to the ABC. This really sucks. Get out of my way.
He's taken on General Motors.
On the sidewalk, please.
The gun lobby.
Do you think it's a little dangerous hanging out guns in a bank?
And American congressmen on Capitol Hill.
At least take a Marine brochure.
Now, acclaimed filmmaker Michael Moore takes aim at his most sickening target yet.
Excuse me, Mr. Dixon. Shame on you, sir, for returning to this awful TV show.
Sort out of here.
And shame on you for stooping to work with Kyle Sandilands.
Dicko, now showing in cinemas everywhere.
Oh, welcome back to What Have We Learned from Current Affairs? We've been away for a few months now, and so today we are covering what we learned during the break.
Yes, and during the break we learnt that we made a terrible mistake. A few months back we did a segment about The Secret DVD where we jokingly said that this man here was a pedophile. Now, it turned out that the actor playing that man was very offended and he took his story straight to Today Tonight.
I'd like to say to the Chasers boys, you're not funny. I'd like a public apology to begin with.
Well, Mr. Actor, we'd like to give you that apology without any further ado. As this vision from Today Tonight shows, you are clearly not a pedophile. You're obviously into bestiality instead. Look at you pulling moves on that cow.
He's relentless.
Honestly. Shame on you.
But wait, he even told us the conditions under which he'd have sex with that cow.
I ain't taking it lying down.
Wow. Apology dealt with.
Yes, well, we have been away, and of course no break would be complete without a tortuous segue from the one and only Anna Corrin. In this segue, Anna tries to smoothly change the subject from a report about Macquarie Bank to a report about Harry Potter. And so tenuous is her link that scientists from the Smithsonian Institute were forced to develop their very own machine to measure it. The tenuousometer.
Macquarie Bank casting as big a spell on governments as any master of the dark arts, which makes you wonder why Harry Potter wouldn't want to be a banker if he grows up.
That's a tenuous reading of 8 billion.
Well done. Also during the break, the country was visited by the US aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk. Now, this is a great opportunity for a journo. Australia is at war and you got access to America's prime piece of military machinery. So, it's a good thing that Today Tonight got this crew member to divulge such strategic information of geopolitical import.
Last night we played bingo, for example.
Bingo?
Yeah. So, that was pretty fun.
Well, that was Today Tonight's coverage. Meanwhile, ACA had their own probing angle.
Now, be honest with me. How many questions do you get about Top Gun, the movie?
We get quite a few.
Yes, and most of them were asked by Today Tonight.
Do you know if Top Gun was filmed on this vessel?
I don't think so.
I've heard it was. No, wasn't?
I don't believe so, sir.
Did you, join up after seeing Top Gun?
A little bit afterwards.
Just slightly. Do you have Top Gun on video here now?
Not right now.
Well, that's global security. Now, the parents among you will remember that the toy company Mattel recently recalled millions of toys when they found this toxic lead in the paint. Now, how could the company board be so incompetent?
Well, hang on. We watched ACA and it all became clear. Just look who Mattel's chief advisor is.
Now to the preschooler headed for the corporate boardroom.
If Sage gives a toy her tick of approval, you'll see the results on shop shelves next year. When this 5-year-old talks, toy makers listen.
Explains a lot.
Oh, yeah, but now if you put aside the whole toxic paint thing, must be pretty cool for a kid to play with so many Mattel toys. I went and asked her about it.
So what's it like to be Mattel's toy tester? Hello?
Now, you know what really annoys me, Bart?
And what annoys you?
People who say current affairs shows don't cover hard news. That is rubbish.
Oh, yeah, that's nonsense. Look, when interest rates went up during the break, Today Tonight was at the forefront of the coverage. They went right to the top and spoke directly to the Governor of the Reserve Bank, Striveway Repairer.
You're actually working for the fella who determines your mortgages.
Oh, right. Clean.
Is he a nice bloke?
Nice one. Very nice wife.
Jeez, did you get that? Hold the front page! By contrast, ACA covered the rate rise by examining the broader political context.
All Australians want to know which one of these streets will lead to a dead end.
And all Australians want to know which one of these streets best describes that report. But of course, hey, all right. Of course, the biggest scoop during the break was the release of the final Harry Potter book. And Channel 9 got themselves a real exclusive. They got an interview with J.K. Rowling herself. Tough one for Channel 7. How could they match that? Well, somehow they did.
J.K. Rowling reveals all about her troubled past and her billion-dollar empire.
Once and for all.
On 7's Today Tonight.
Got that? J.K. Rowling reveals all in these startling clips today tonight seem to take off the internet that were originally made by some other program in some other country 4 years ago.
Well, if such fresh interviews are in demand at 7, we thought we'd deliver them something hot off the presses. We need to give you these tapes.
We've got a scoop. We've got a scoop for Brian Seymour. So we've got Winston Churchill telling all. It's hot off the press. Look.
Who's Winston?
It's amazing. Look at it.
Winston Churchill. It's
Winston
from
Churchill.
1944.
Yeah.
Winston Churchill says we could win World War II.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to just step in here,
Yeah,
guys?
thank you very much.
Thanks.
I'm not answering, guys.
Channel 9 will be rain this tonight, I'm telling you.
Not today.
Well, if you're going to be like that, you're going to miss out on our scoop on Napoleon.
Yep.
I've heard rumours that the government can now force its bureaucrats to do political adverts.
That's the law, and the Workplace Ombudsman will enforce it.
The Workplace Relations System. Know who's standing over you.
Authorised by the Commonwealth Government, Canberra. I'd talk more slowly, but my car is parked in a tollway zone.
That's right, the fixers aren't back and there's more to fix than ever before, Craig. So let's kick off with the federal opposition leader, Kevin Rudd.
Yes, left in the shadows during APEC as Howard soaks up the limelight, but he's not completely in the cold. He will have a meeting with President Bush and he's also meeting with Vladimir Putin, but only because he heard that President Putin loves to strip.
Oh, he's a sucker for strippers, isn't he? He loves the strippers. It all started when he went to that Scores nightclub in New York with Col Allen.
He should have just said he was meeting up with Bill Clinton. Everyone would have believed him.
Yeah, well, he certainly wasn't there to meet Republican senators because apparently he can only meet them in airport toilet cubicles
exactly.
now.
Well, Rudd's claiming it was the only time in his life he's ever been to a strip club. But to be fair, it's not the first time we've seen him cavorting with a saucy tart. Yeah.
Of course, you know, the tragic thing about his strip club experience was that he was too drunk to remember the details.
Exactly. What's the point of going to a strip club if you're not going to remember it? So we did our best to jog his memory.
Hey. Hey, mate, how are you?
You working hard?
Yeah, I'm so sorry about the fact I don't remember the whole stripping thing. So we're doing a refresh your memory. Hit it! Don't go anywhere, Kevin. Hang on, Kevin. Oh, is that not your flavour? Maybe you prefer this, Kev. Kevin! Hey, come on! Some dancing dollars! I won't tell Therese! She'll never find out! Come on, Kevin! Bring it right on the floor!
And somebody tells me that won't be the last time we see Chaz's Ask this series. But look, despite the strippers, or perhaps because of them, Rudd's doing pretty well in the polls at the moment. This Kevin 07 thing seems to be going through the roof.
Yeah, well, of course, first Labor politicians started wearing the T-shirts. Now all sorts of people are wearing them, even this guy.
Oh, look at that. But how come it's only Kevin Rudd who has his own range of T-shirts? We figured it's about time that other pollies got into the act.
Julia, we think you're being a bit optimistic with this Kevin 07.
Do you?
It's not going to happen.
No, well, look, I'm an optimist.
Well, that's good. We're realists, and that's why we've got Kevin 11. Don't you think that's a bit more realistic?
I'll stick with Kevin 07.
And if you end up losing and you're in the wilderness, what about Cream 15? Another long period in opposition? Come on, ahead of it. All right, OK. Nothing else seems to be working for you guys, so we thought prayer might work. What do you think? John 3:16.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
Really?
Yeah.
OK.
All prayer will be gratefully received. No, well, I don't buy T-shirts made in China, you see.
Right, OK.
Kevin's not prepared to use Australian T-shirts.
Well, what about this one? That's for you. That's just your net worth. You can have that. Come on. Have we got the right number of zeros on it? We couldn't make one rhyme with your name, but I think we've got one that might work.
I don't like it.
But it is true, isn't it?
No, I don't think it's your best work.
But I've been selling a lot.
I think you've done better in the past.
In fact, I've sold the majority.
Yes.
Scored a lot of tries, but my biggest highs have been when I'm crossing the line with my nostrils. Played without a care, now King's Cross is where I score. You can keep the ball, I'm hungry for the pill. Where's my E? Nightclub spree. Wendell told me everything that I know. Where's my E? Need my
sadly, that brings us to the end of our first episode back for the new season. Just a couple of bits to finish up on, though. If you're hoping to catch George Bush while he's out here, according to his press release, you can catch him at the Sydney Opera House or at Kirradilly House. Strangely apt, that one.
Wasn't it good to see Bush make that surprise visit to Iraq, on his way to APEC? Very statesmanlike, and I particularly like the televised message he sent to all the US troops.
Well, at least he's honest. Now, remember, episodes of The War are repeated every Friday night after Lateline, or you can podcast them in their entirety at abc.net.au, Chaser.
Yeah, now, just quickly, guys, you know that tank that Craig tried to smuggle into the jail? Yeah, well, I actually took that for a bit of a spin after the shoot, and I've got to say, it is a great city runabout.
Well, we'll leave you with that footage of that. Until next week, good night.
Good night.
Don't go away now. It's time for school in the hilarious, absurd and frequently shocking new comedy Summer Heights High, premiering right now.
G'day.